everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of our project analysis series. Today we are going through Springleaf Residence.
Today we are going to go through it a bit differently. Why is it different? Maybe we can show you the topic. From now onwards, we will be running through all the analysis. We will tell you what's the content first. Because I realized all the videos we have been talking, but we have not tell you what the whole 1 hour video, what is in store for you. Then we start to talk. So I think today we want to just brief you first. So from now onwards, all the video analysis, we will be doing it in this way. So what we're going to run through today first is the project info, which is what we usually will do because we need to understand the project before we can move forward. Second is how do you leverage on the priority queue?
Today's video is a bit special. We are speaking to a group of you who qualify for the priority queue. I think there is a lot of ways that you might be linked if you do not know, because take for example, if your parent actually own a Hong Leong product, Hong Leong property, even though you do not own before, but you are still eligible for the priority queue. So later we will run through that. So why do we want to touch on how to leverage on this priority queue? Because we foresee that a bulk of you will be going through this priority queue. And also, if you are not qualified for the priority queue, do not worry, because there are also people that make mistakes during the priority queue. So you can leverage on that mistake.
We also want to let all of you understand that actually before Springleaf preview, right, I have been talking to a lot of my agents and also a lot of my clients that this might happen in Springleaf. Because if you understand how all the developer works, then you will understand next time if you are looking at a certain development, how are you going to prepare yourself. So if you look at this project is led by GuocoLand and co-developed by Hong Leong. And in these circumstances, they actually allow both Hong Leong and GuocoLand buyers to be priority. Those who have bought properties from
even
them
if
before.
your tenant also eligible.
Yeah, correct. So later we'll tell you a bit more. But bear in mind, projects led by Hong Leong, we have not seen priority before. So you might want to plan ahead, which means that you might want to see what are the future launches coming and what are the one that Guoco will be the main developer. So like for example, Faber Park, I think Guoco will be the one leading. That might be another project that they might offer this. But Penreef, which is also by Guoco and Hong Leong, that one will be Hong Leong leading the sales. The priority might not be in place. So you want to understand all these things to see.
We need to understand the main stakeholder.
Correct.
Okay.
So any projects that Guoco is leading, then you can actually pre-plan. Maybe I really love this project, I want to get the priority, pre-plan beforehand so that you can actually get this. Later we'll tell you a bit more. But these are some of the things that we are going to go through. Who can qualify, benefit of buying through priority, pitfall of not using the priority effectively, key problem that we face, and step-by-step guide to navigate this problem. So if you are one of them that qualify and you don't know how to actually buy because of the priority, then maybe you can watch the video. And last part, we are going to go through the usual one, which is the layout analysis. And we end the video in that sense.
But before we begin, this is our WhatsApp. In case at this current moment you have any question that you want to ask us, please feel free to ask us, or you can actually subscribe to our individual channel if you want to be updated in the future launches.
So if not, you can just scan and you can contact us directly through our WhatsApp.
Okay, this product, right, reminds me so much of key residences because there's a lot of greeneries. However, one of the downside is that it's next to the PIE. So inevitable highway noise.
Yep. Those prices that you saw online or you saw from agents were mainly from the highway phase because they are all the starting from price. So starting from means that the cheapest, and they will be the one that is facing the lousier facing. For Guoco, they are always very good in the pricing, especially in Springleaf. The pricing is exceptionally attractive because of two things. PSF-wise, they didn't overprice. I'm not saying that PSF, they are extremely cheap. They are okay. But they have a very effective and small unit in terms of the size. So like the 2-bed 1-bath, 527, plus the PSF of about $2,000, it worked out to be below 1.1 million. If you look at this way, like example River Green that we talked about, the size are also damn effective, but the only problem is that the PSF is always on the higher side, which means that the overall quantum will still be on the bigger side. So this one, PSF low, yet the size is small, and effectively the overall price of the unit becomes very attractive. So this is the plus point about how Guoco did. For example, in Lentor Mansion, they did the same strategy. But Lentor mentioned the PSF is slightly higher. So this one is even lower. You will see that why this price is like never seen before.
Hong Leong and Guoco seems to be monopolizing 2 stops of TL line as of now. Lentor and Springleaf. They have really strong presence over this area.
Correct. So next, this is actually beside the Springleaf MRT.
Nothing there as of now.
Nothing there, but you are very near to the MRT. I think maybe less than 5 minutes walk. There's another plot beside you, which have a component of service apartment, if I'm not wrong. That plot, I remember there's no bid because with service apartment, it's not easy. So just like Zion plot A, there's only one bidder by CDL. So why is a plot with service apartment not so favored by developer?
Because it takes up space.
It takes up space, and the key is I put in money to develop. I build a condo. What do I take back?
Profit.
I sell, I take the full sum back. I build service apartments, maybe half the cost. What do I take back?
You need to maintain.
I don't take any money. I have to rent out for years. So I have to have very big backing in terms of funding to be able to do that. So not all developers want to do that because your money will be stuck there for a long time. So that's the problem with service apartment. So this is the project information.
There are about 940 over units and it's across a few blocks. But what's interesting here is that there is one conserved building, used to be a school, and government required the developer to make sure that it's conserved in order to actually rebuild the entire plot of land.
So site plan, this is the site plan that we are seeing.
So just to give you a bit of your bearings, right? Over here, this will be your highway facing unit, and this part over here will be your forest. Okay, so the empty plot is over here, somewhere here. Okay.
This is the unit mix. We don't want to go through too much into this. This is the number of units that is based on the unit type. So you can see from here, it's quite well distributed. There is not too much of a 2-bedroom because the 2-bedroom is about 35%, which is rare. Usually 2-bedroom will stand about 50%.
Because we just finished the analysis for Promenade Peak and River Green, right? So the 2-bedroom itself took up like more than 50% of the entire unit mix. So this one is considered relatively healthy. And you can see that actually a lot of focus is on the own stay element because of the 3 and 4 bedroom.
And the 3 is actually 39%. And the 4 at 15 is actually quite rare. So you don't see so much of 4 at this high of a percentage. But of course, if you have such numbers of 4-bedroom, then you also need to be very cautious about what you are buying. Because if I'm buying another development that maybe only 5% of 4-bedroom, if I buy in, definitely there's no competitor when I sell. But now, if I buy, there's 138 units. I got 137 competitors that is going to compete with me. So if you are looking at this, then you need to really choose the right kind of layout. I mean, the layout might be similar, but the right kind of facing, the right kind of entry price that I go in, I must be competitive in terms of the price that I enter. So these are the things that's important.
We will share with you tips along the way on how to determine whether or not it's worth the upgrade or rather the additional money that you're paying, is it worth what you're getting or not? And the rest of the units will be in a conserved building, which is the 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. For this unit type, we won't be touching on a lot because it does not make up a huge amount of it.
Total of 32 units. Then you might be all thinking, then this one very rare, very rare means what?
You think you can earn more profit?
Very rare means that I can make money, right? We will also do some research for you based on the previous record of some of the development that's this way. Did they make more money? That's one thing. Second, if rare but there's no demand, or if rare but you buy at a very high price, it might not make money. Of course, if it's rare and you still buy at a decent price and a decent unit, then it's a good thing. So we'll go through later.
Let's go to, if you qualify for the priority queue, how to leverage on the priority queue. First, of course, we need to understand who can qualify for the priority queue.
So who can qualify? So these are the people who can qualify for the priority queue, which is what we call the loyalty purchaser. Multiple purchase is standard. VIP purchase, friends of GuocoLand, all this is usually quite standard. And multiple purchase means that you're buying more than 2 units onwards with a direct linkage of like mother and son, siblings, all these things. These are standard. So today we are going to focus here because these are only for Guoco. I've seen a lot of developers, not everybody is doing this. So they are doing the loyalty purchase, which is for the ex-owner, current residential tenant. So the key is current residential tenant. So ex-owner and current owner, I can't change. So
Yeah.
what do we mean by ex-owner, current owner, and current residential? I want to go in detail a bit. Ex-owner means that you have directly bought a GuocoLand or Hong Leong project direct from them, and they would have record of your name. If you have bought a resale property of a Guoco or Hong Leong development, but it's not directly from them, and you have sold that property, you are not considered ex-owner. You get what I mean? Because they don't have record that you have to do that.
Must be first hand lah.
Correct. So if you want to be a current owner, it's either you have bought a condo from them or you bought a resale of something that built, but you're still staying there and you have proof that you're staying there. So resale, you must be still holding the property. Third is current residential tenant, which means that in the list of the projects, if you're one, you can drop us a text, we can send you the list. If you're one of the condo that you are a tenant inside, you qualify.
Show your SP service bill. If you
Yes.
want to do that now in order to qualify for this, I'm afraid it might be too late.
It might be too late. So that's why what we are saying is that in future, if let's say I want to go to the favorite park, I want to buy under priority, then at this moment, you might want to consider, take the risk. I don't know whether they will have priority, but if there is a potential, go and rent a unit of a project that is under them, there is a good potential you will be under the priority. Okay? Go and rent out your unit, go and move to the unit that is under them. Maybe you already need to move house. You can do that just to qualify for the
Yes.
priority purchase. So key thing, the one-tier linkage, which means that anybody that is a one-tier linkage to all these people can qualify as a priority purchaser. Which means that ex-owner, son, ex-owner, parents all can qualify.
Like for me, if my parent-in-law actually owned their development before, I don't qualify because it's my parent-in-law. It has to be my parents.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. So she can only qualify if she put her husband name inside and she
Correct.
co-own the property.
Yes.
Then she will qualify. Because for the in-law, it's actually direct linkage. If you don't understand, drop us a message. What is the benefit of buying through a priority queue?
We actually took reference from Langtor Mansion because Langtor Mansion, they went through the same procedure, right? They allow the loyalty purchase to purchase one day before the public launch. And you can see over here on the loyalty purchase, right, was made on the 15 March 2024. The public queue started on 16 March 2024. On 15 March, where the loyalty purchase happened, within the same stack, the highest floor was sold for 1.951. And subsequently, what happened? You see, this is the one that is purchased on the priority purchase day. And subsequently, on the next day, level 1 typically will be cheaper, right? But actually, it was sold more expensive. This means what? Developer have increased
24,000.
price.
From our experience in Langtor Mansion, I think Springleaf is going to be the same. For priority purchaser, you will have a 1% discount straight off. Okay? But you can see from here, this is more than 1%. Priority purchase is counted as day 0. Maybe on day 1, they did increase the price, like maybe 0.5 or whichever. But the straightforward one is there's a 1% discount. So you can see from here, if the 8th floor, it should be maybe easily about 60,000 higher than the first floor unit, but yet they actually purchased 24,000 lower. So this is the advantage of being a priority for Guoco development.
Then this one, if you were to be given a choice, obviously you have a lot of options, right? So another example will be this 527. 527 is a 2-bedroom
One
over
bath.
there. So you can see that on the 15, which is the priority purchase, right? On the mid floor, there were units sold for 1.16 plus million. But the next day, all the higher floors were also taken. So this means what? If you, let's say you are given the option to actually select units on the priority day, you can actually get a very good mid-floor range or slightly higher, where the entry price that you have is already cushioned by the purchaser on the second day.
Correct. Priority means that you have many options to choose from. If you know the strategy right, you would be able to spot the right unit. Later we'll share with you. But if you see from here, the priority bought at 2.2 plus per square foot, the next day they actually go up to 2.4 plus. Which means that on day 1 of launch, anybody who have bought through the priority, you have already been sitting on profit of about $140,000 for a 2-bed 1-bath, which is considered quite a lot. So what I'm trying to say is, what if this owner have to sell at 2,650 per square foot in future? Then you will be sitting on about $250,000 profit.
Just because you bought on priority.
Yes, I mean, any projects, if it's a good development, usually if you bought the first batch of prices, you will be standing on a very good ground. But of course, one setback is that during the first group of people buying, you will have some problem in terms of the choosing.
Yes.
So what is the pitfall of not using the priority queue effectively?
This is the common mistake.
So what is the key 3 problem that we have? So before we go to a problem, I share with you the mistakes that some of them make. So you can see from here, these people bought in priority. These people bought in non-priority. This is day 0. This is day 1. So you see the prices they bought. Day 1 bought lower than day 0. So day 1, sometimes they will still be due. But you must be very lucky to get very good queue.
Yeah, that's the norm these days.
So which means that so good that the day 0 people will still leave some good deals for the day 1. Why would
But
they
that's
do
because the day 0 people don't know how to choose.
Don't know how to choose.
In this aspect.
But if you look at it this way, what I'm trying to say is that even without a priority, you will still be able to get some good deals. Just like maybe tomorrow you'll see River Green, all this coming. Those earlier Q1 will still get quite a good purchase. But those bulk purchase will have already bought most of the good units secure already. But in this situation, you see, day 0 people actually buy higher than day 1. Why is this so? Actually, it's because of the key problem they face when buying through priority queue. What is the few key problem? These 3 things that cause them to buy higher, even though they have the advantage to buy first. I have the advantage to buy first, but I buy higher. Doesn't make sense, right?
Nope. Lack of access to the data.
I do not have the full price list. So I have to check one by one. I also don't know which one is cheaper. I also don't know which one is better.
Don't know which facing, what's the premium. Does it make sense to top up from a 3-bedroom premium to a 4-bedroom compact?
Then too many options. So for example, I'm okay with all the 2-bedroom.
Wow, jialat.
Then just now we say how many percent? 35% of 900. 300 units are 2-bedroom. Then like,
Do you look at the chart? The chart look at you.
plus all the 2-bedroom you see, no price one. You want to check price, you check one by one.
Currently, the River Green VVIP is going through, so a lot of agents were actually asking for the price. Then they mentioned that the price will only be given to the next 5 in the queue.
So very
So
little
they are very
information.
tight on the prices, given that the response is so good, right?
To be honest, you need to really plan well all these things. And I really do plan well for all my customers. And of course, if I'm leading a project, I also plan well in terms of the information, because I realize information and data is the number 1 thing to make us be able to do a good decision. So lastly, too many options, too little time. Too little time is what Joy mentioned. Because so many people is there, they can only give price to the next 5 person that is going to book, which means that, let's say each person take 3 minutes to book, you only got 15 minutes to decide what you want with limited information.
Yeah, man.
So
it's quite stressful.
That's why this one happened. No choice. Not blaming the buyers, but it's a situation of this. I will also make the same mistake. How do we overcome this? Today we are going to run through this. So if you are going through priority and you do not know how to maneuver yourself, do watch this part of the video, which is very, very important. If you've seen through and you still don't know how to do it, you can actually reach out to us. So step-by-step guide to navigate the priority queue confidently. Anybody who is going through bulk purchase next time also have to run through the same thing, because usually during bulk purchase and priority is the most confusing time. So step 1, shortlist unit type.
So shortlist unit type, what do you mean by this? Based on your budget, right? Shortlist, what are you eligible for? Take for example, you have a budget of 1.2 million. For 1.2 million, you are qualified for the 2-bedroom and also the 1-bedroom.
Correct.
So you have to shortlist what is within your price range. Then we got to look at the difference later.
My budget is 1.1, which means 2-bed, 1-bath, I limited choices and 1-bedroom. Let's say my budget is 1.4. Then I will be looking between the 2-bed, 1-bath and 2-bed, 2-bath, correct?
Correct.
If I have a budget of about 1.7, I will be looking between the 3-bedroom and the 2-bed, 2-bath.
Actually, very tight, but sure.
3-bedroom compact and 2-bed, 2-bath, something like that. There will usually be 2 combination of the 2 nearest type of units that is within your budget.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so let's say this scenario, I have a budget of 1.7, 1.8. So we will run through the whole dry run in this way to show you how we think through. Step 1, which is shortlist unit. So based on the budget, I shortlist 786 and 646. So 786, 646, how do I select these two types? Which should I go for? Which is step 2. You take 2 units that is facing the same direction, the 786 and 646, which is the 2 type that you want. And you have to take the same floor. So let's say 7th floor, because as you know, we have limited information. We have limited time.
You cannot be asking like prices of the entire stack also.
You cannot say, come, can you show me the whole thing? They will tell you which unit you want. I will say 0712 and 0713. Then you can go first. So when 0712 and 13 come out, the price they give you, you use this formula to calculate what do I decide to go for. So how do we calculate? Let's say 0712 and 13, the gap is 200,000. I will first take the gap of the prices. Second, I will take the size difference, which means I take 786 minus 646, which is 140. So third step, I will take 200,000 divide by 140, which work out to be 1429 per square foot. So this upgrade, good or not good?
So you have to look at the average, like for example, average estimated in this project maybe going for 2000 PSF or 2001 PSF. So in order to buy the additional space, you're actually getting at 1429 per square foot. So actually it's very cheap.
Correct.
It's a goal.
So the average is about 2001 per square foot. I'm buying this extra space for 1429, definitely go. If I'm buying this extra space for 1800 per square foot, still a go. But second scenario, based on 300,000 difference, I'm buying the average based on 2142. Is this a go? I would say this is quite in between, means that you will make the decision based on what you prefer.
Correct. Use this formula to decide for yourself whether or not it makes sense for you to upsize from a smaller unit type that you have within your budget to the next bigger unit type within your budget.
So this one, once decided, step 3, we will move into the compare price of the same unit. So let's say we have decided that we want 786 because the upsize is only 1,500, 1,600 per square foot. I will have to draw up all the 3 bedroom of this stack. Stack 5, 8, 12, 20, 25, 28. I want to take out all this, then I will take all the 7th floor again. Why 7th floor? Because I already got 0712. I take one price lesser. So I will take 07, 05, 07, 08, 07, 12, 07, 20, 25, 28. So I take another 5 more prices. Total price I took now, 7 prices. So 7 prices, I already can decide where is my focus point.
Yes, because from here you can see that for this 786 C1 unit type, right, there is a field facing, there is forest facing, there is facility facing, there is also highway facing, but quite a huge setback. So you have to know how much developer actually load based on per facing, where is the premium at. If let's say the most premium one, which is the forest facing, and the highway facing unit, actually the premium is very minimum, then of course we will go for the forest facing.
But if the highway facing is like 200,000 cheaper, then I might go for the highway facing. I mean, we have to decide based on it. So why we want to do this? Because with this, we are doing step-by-step elimination by using the prices. So the thought process of what we are doing is very clear one. I know next step I want to do what. I know next step I want to do what. So I am very certain I have decided I want 3 bedroom. With this step, I will have the full price of the 3 bedroom within my calculation. Then from there, I can take the next 5 minutes to make the decision where I want to go. Which means that I solved the issue of not enough data. And I also solved the issue of too many options. Because why? I already eliminate option, first thing. Second, I'm getting the data that I needed within the time limit.
After this, we'll compare the layouts of the same unit type. So take for example, earlier we mentioned that we are okay to go with the 786 C1 3 bedroom. So we compare it with the similar compact layout. How many are there? So in this case, in this project, right, there's only one other compact 3 bedroom size, which is 818
so
square feet.
stack 10 and stack 18. I have to take 2 more prices, 0710 and 0718. So I compare the layout. Maybe I prefer this, maybe I prefer this. Then I have to do one more step, which is how I calculate the premium now, because it's different sizes. So the premium I will calculate based on, for this step, by per square foot. Which means that I will see whether the 818 is certain facing, would it be much more higher in terms of the per square foot, Plus, I have to see the layout lah. So if 818 all the space are wasted, then I will focus on 786. But if 818 this one seems very decent in terms of the layout, I would want to take this out as one of the options.
Definitely we want to consider, because in this sense you can see that the 818 is a bit more superior because there is actually windows in all the bathroom or the kitchen, unlike 786 which there isn't any.
In this sense, once it's done, then I compare the per square foot. If the per square foot is at the same price with the same facing, then I decide on the layout that I want. But if the per square foot is way lower for the 818, then maybe I would want to consider 818 more.
So the last step will be to request for prices per few stories.
Correct. Let's say we decided I want stack 12, which is just not what I decided. So stack 12 got total of 25 story. Okay. So how do I know the prices of the whole and whether there's a jump in terms of the certain floor? It's very easy. I break this 25 story into sets of 5, which means I will first take a first floor. Second unit I will take is a 6th floor. Then after that I will take first, 6, 11, 16, 21, and last one 25. If let's say first to 6th floor, the jump is 60,000, which means that per floor is $10,000, correct? After that, here to here is another 50,000. Then here to here, suddenly there's a 80,000 jump. Then you will know in this point, there's one floor that the jump is suddenly higher. Then we have to go and find out. After that, we will also see this and this. So we will know where got premium. Then we can go and take the in-between prices. If you want. Up till now, total, we took prices less than 15 units. Actually, you don't need to take so much. At this floor level, if you're quite certain on you want the lower floor, you just need to take the lower frame.
Or maybe sometime you know exceed your budget.
But at this point and juncture, you would have decided the next few units that I definitely want to go for. Very, very clear. And it's within a very short frame of time. What is the difference between normal balloting and this? Normal balloting is that usually you'll go earlier, then the price will already be
Actually,
outside.
normal balloting, usually your agents should have insight. Roughly, what's the price range?
Plus, you go there earlier, sometimes you can see the price. But this one, for the priority, you all will go at the same time. There's only this number of people coming in together, sitting there together, get the price together, decide together. I mean, there will still be queue. Then what if you're number one? Then that's the problem.
Wow, please give me this problem. I would love to have this problem.
A lot of number one buy wrong units, I tell you.
So these are the step-by-step to navigate the priority queue effectively and confidently. Of course, if you have any questions, just scan our WhatsApp number over here. Left side is Alex and right side is me. And reach out to us. I mean, we'll be happy to help you.
As much as possible, I want to be very, very clear in terms of what I'm telling you all. But if you have listened and you understand what I'm talking about, but you are unsure whether on the launch day or whether under the priority, you can be so calm to take all these prices as per how we arrange, just drop us a WhatsApp.
And I think one thing is that, remember for Promenade Peak and also River Green, we plan already. If let's say both launch on the same day, how should we navigate? Then what happened? They are doing the balloting on their individual Showflat. And then one is going by placement, the other one is going by balloting.
So the strategy totally changed.
Then the strategy, our video is like, But I'm just saying that even if you watch our video, right, and you really follow everything to the point, there is a chance that some last minute changes, you cannot plan, then you can reach out to us too.
Yeah, but we can't shoot another video just to tell you how to change it. But if you have any problem, just drop us a message. Okay?
So layout analysis, our usual thing. First is the one bedroom layout. For the one bedroom layout, it's only in the conserved building. So there isn't any in the normal building. One bedroom layout, very little units, 8 units only.
There's only 8 units. So this one you must be very, very lucky. So you see the price starting from 868. There's only 8 units.
And this one, the aircon ledge, I heard is in the basement. Right?
Then there's no balcony. So the 388 square feet, this one, everything is built in. So I think it's definitely a good unit and the price is definitely right. The rental will be good. But whether you can get a unit is another thing. And it's all the low-rise one. So next, 2 bedroom. 2 bedroom. So for 2 bedroom, we have the 2 bedroom basic, which is the 2-bed 1 bath. 527 square feet, which is what Alex mentioned earlier. For this particular unit type, actually most of it are highway facing. Or expressway.
Not only that it's a bit more compact, but because the facing is not as favorable as compared to the forest one, so the starting from price confirm is this one.
So this is the cheapest. Then next is the 646, which you have more units and you have more facing. Total of 215 units. Later we are going to do a comparison between these two. But what's the difference between these two? This one, you can do a enclosed. But of course, with this size of the kitchen, you do enclosed, please do full glass. If not, you go in, you...
Claustrophobic.
I don't know. I cannot. But you still can enclose because when you enclose, you're not going to block the walkway or anything. And you can fit in a 6-seater.
Yeah,
because
very rare. No 6-seater because the living room width, is
3.1 meter.
Wide.
So it's wider. So next, this is the conserved building. Only 8 units. You don't need to focus too much. 592, very efficient 2-bed 2-bath because no balcony, no aircon latch, nothing. So 592 square feet only, but the kitchen is a bit odd lah. So the 1 and 2 bedroom, I think the conserved building is okay. Why? Because the 1 and 2 bedroom for the conserved one, they are of the same size. But the 3 bedroom onwards, they are of a different size.
Later
so there's a problem. Later we'll show you. So our top choice.
So our top choice for the 2-bedroom, right, we put them side by side using an estimated range. For example, if let's say between these 2-bedroom type, right, the price gap is actually 250k. Then we have to decide whether or not it makes sense for us to top up this 250k for what? For a wider living room, for an enclosable kitchen, for a 6-seater dining area, and additional bath and better facing.
So honestly, you have total of 5 points lah. 5 points for
like
250. Honestly, 250 is not a small amount, but really there's quite a big difference between these two units. First, the kitchen is tucked one corner. Second, you really can see you can fit in a 6-seater, and this also shows you that the living room wideness is going to be much.
In
much
fact,
bigger.
actually, the width for this 2-bedroom, 2-bed 2-bath, right, is the same as your 3-bedroom also and a 4-bedroom.
So normally, if you look at the 1-bath and 2-bath in resale market, it's also about 200,000, 250,000 difference. But they might not have so much of a difference. So I think at 250 and someone with a better facing, it's worthwhile to actually buy the B2. Also, B2 will be the more recommended unit. But of course, you have to highlight that the B2 have more units. But B1 usually will have more difficulties in selling in future.
Correct.
But if your budget doesn't allow only B1, then what can we say, right? You can go for B1.
Okay, so 3-bedroom layouts. 3-bedroom, we have got the basic, standard, and plus. So for the 3-bedroom basic, right, we have only 2 sizes, which is the 786 and also the 818. We have shared this earlier. And the main difference is the window in the kitchen and also the bathroom. So
there's window, all this, which is the main difference. And this is dumbbell, this is non-dumbbell, which might be more preferred, non-dumbbell. So our top choice for the 3-bedroom basic is actually the 818 because kitchen with window, bathroom with window, standard 3-bedroom. Because 3-bedroom buyers are usually for own stay, and 3-bedroom buyers, when they buy for own stay, you want what? You want privacy. You don't want too much of an interference to inviting your friends to your house. They can see all your rooms. So dumbbell is efficient, but usually you will have this setback. So this is the top choice for the 3-bed basic. Not all the 3-bed. So the 3-bed standard.
3-bed standard, we have got 4 different layouts, 3 different sizes. So all the standard got a flexi. Then they got a dry and wet kitchen. The only difference, right, is the foyer area.
904, 926, 926, 958, 4 different kinds of layout. But the top choice is 904
because the usable space is the same, so might just go for the smallest one.
Correct. And usually we want foyer to have privacy because there's longer walkway means that people can't see your unit. But this one, even 904, you already got privacy. So I think it is fit everything. But of course, 904. What are the units left? The units, is it more expensive? This one you have to decide. So if like 958 and 904 same price.
904 and 958, of course 958.
I will buy 958.
Same price but cheaper PSF.
So you have to decide based on that. Okay. Next, the 3-bedroom
plus. This is 1023 and 1076 square feet. As compared to just now earlier, the standard, it comes with additional bomb shelter. Then the flexi room, very proper one, got a window one. Okay. Yeah. Then you got one more additional bath.
This one very important. A lot of people say why put here, but I realize last time when I was young, I go people's house, don't need to wash leg on. Now I don't know what happened. The culture changed. Whenever you step into your friend's house, they say, hey, wash leg, wash leg. So they ask you to go into their kitchen and wash leg. It's damn troublesome, I tell you. So now they place it here, for you to wash your leg. I tell you.
Powder room.
But they work as powder room, but I tell you it's wash leg room. So you come in, you wash your leg first before you come out.
Like we were discussing, the first thing is that, this time I can go in and wash leg.
I mean, do you have friends that's always telling you to wash leg?
But not very common lah.
It's quite common now. So they actually place the toilet here, which is I think quite useful, and it can work as a powder room. But the problem is when you have bomb shelter, you see the thickness of the wall is all counted into your space. But between these two first, 1023 and 1076, our choice obviously is 1023 because you save on the
foyer.
Yes. So if 1076 is cheaper or is slightly higher, PSF is lower, then 1076 is a good choice. Next.
Now on to the 3-bedroom in the conserve building. They are significantly bigger. The sizes is similar to our 4-bedroom here, which we'll touch on later. You can see the 3-bedroom itself, there is a lot of beams. So even though you have a very wide living room frontage, but still some blockage.
So I saw someone posting say this layout is very nice. I tell you, the layout is really quite nice, but the beam will spoil everything.
Yes.
Because the beam means that this whole area, if I want to make good of this beam, I have to do shelving to flatten. Once I flatten, the shelving, even though the lights can come through, it will be dark also.
And what's more, this is only on the lower floor, so
Correct.
Very dark. I feel that it will be quite
dark. So
dark.
at this size, it's going to be a problem. This unit is good because the beam is on the balcony, which will not affect you so much.
But the balcony runs all the way.
But the balcony is like that. Wow.
Yeah.
So you have all the windows here that's going
It's actually the same size as our 4-bedroom. Not a fan.
So 1259, you can buy a 4-bedroom.
But we want to show you, like Alex said earlier, right? We actually took Avenue South Residences, which is a development with tall building as well as conserve building. Exactly like what's happening here at Springleaf, right?
So Avenue South 807 2-bedroom is a short building. 732 is a tall building for 2-bedroom. But the key problem is what? So if I buy the same per square foot, my entry price is 1.48, yet here is 1.332. Even at the same price. Because for the conserve building, like just now the 3-bedroom we show you, so like the typical 3-bedroom, the premium one is 1023. But just now that one go all the way up to 1259 and 1119. So there's additional space that you pay. Maybe you get a better layout. But I would say it's definitely not 100% better layout because you still have to restrict to the building construction to actually build whatever you need, right? Which is just like Avenue South, the 807 layout is spacious.
It's spacious.
Living room is very big. But today, the context of the layout is that they build things efficiently, which means the living room is just nice, the room just nice, everything just nice. But this 807, they will load a lot on the living room because the olden days are like that. So when that happens, your entry price is higher, but you see your exit is higher, but it's not way higher. But your entry is 150,000 higher. In the sense, they make lesser money. If you buy at the same per square foot, you will definitely high chance make lesser money. But if you are buying the conserve unit, so for example, just now we look at 1023 at 2,200 per square foot, the cheapest unit that when you are in your queue. And the conserve one, the non-conserve is 2,002. The conserve, there's still unit at $2,000. Can I buy conserve? Possibly. You get what I'm trying to say? So that is a possible thing that you can think about. Okay? So this is the 3-bedroom for Avenue South. 947, even though same size, this is the conserve one. You go and check the stack, you will know. Block 7 is the conserve one. This is the tall building.
Even though the conserve one bought cheaper, actually in terms of ROI is still not as fantastic.
Buy 1754 per square foot, but sell to 112.
But to be fair, I mean the other one is very high floor lah.
But they bought at 2,000, they actually can sell at 2,400.
And I don't think the conserve for the 3-bedroom here will be any cheaper because the size itself is quite big already.
So conserve unit, which you see here very clear, 17%. So you try to buy in terms of per square foot about 17%. If you can hit 20% will be the best. And then it makes sense. But anything above 10%, I think you can consider if you really love the conserve unit. But if you have a choice of a same per square foot one, I definitely wouldn't recommend.
I would definitely go for the normal ones as well.
Next,
So between our shortlisted, between
904
this unit
and 1023.
We're going to share. I mean, it's the same as how we actually determine for our 2-bedroom just now. Does it make more sense to top up? It's the same we will determine here depending on the price gap. For example, in this case, if the jump from the 3-bedroom standard to the 3-bedroom plus is only 150,000.
Additional bathroom, additional bomb shelter, flexi room. The bomb shelter, no use. Not so useful. I also don't want that. The bathroom, although I say useful, but some of you might find useless. Flexi room with the window. I mean, the additional 3 points is not as good as the additional 5 points of the 2-bedroom. That's why the 2-bedroom with the 5 points, we are able to say 2,001 top up per square foot is still worth it. But this top up of these 3 points, which is not the best things that I definitely need, right? The top up have to be lower per square foot. Not say it have to be 1,260. If it's 1,007 or 1,008 for the top up,
1,206, wow, just take already. Don't
I can consider. If it's 1,005 and below, I will take it. If it's more than 2,000 for the top up, I wouldn't. But just now, for the 2-bedroom, it's more than 2,000, but with these 5 pointers, it's very clear. So how do you next time determine? This is actually the steps for you to understand. Write down the points of difference, which is here. What is the difference between this and this? And I decide all these things, I'm willing to pay how much more in terms of per square foot for the top up. Then from there, you will be able to decide how to go. So these are the steps that I use for myself, because every time we will be very confused. So 4-bedroom layout.
4-bedroom, only one size, 1,227, 2 layouts. The main difference here will be, again, I think the foyer area.
The toilet is a different way. This one is walk-in like that.
Okay.
This one is walk-in like that. Which one better? Wash leg? I think this one better, right? So yeah, that's the only difference.
Yeah, then they have a walk-in
Wardrobe,
closet area.
This one can hack, but there's a problem because Showflat, you can see there's a beam here. So when you hack, there's still a thing there.
Yes. In this aspect, we will go for the D1.
D1 because there's more choice and it's inner and forest facing. But end day, I would say that both you wouldn't have much of a differences. Both is fine. So you can go for any one that is the best possible price that you can get with a decent facing. Next, 5-bedroom layout.
5-bedroom, 2 sizes, 1,453 square feet and so 1,475 square feet. The main difference is obviously circled here already. Foyer entrance is a bit different, but the main difference is the cross ventilation in the E1 layout.
This one is super rare. Very rare to see in mass market condo. If you realize this E1 layout, you will think of Lentor Mansion. But Lentor Mansion, here is more. This one, they upgrade. Here become window, which means that I can open up, even a slight opening of the window and I push the sliding door here, will be very breezy.
Very bright.
So this one is definitely a better layout. But the key thing is for the 5-bedroom, I realized one thing, the living room is a bit on the smaller side. Another option is to hack away this wall, but same thing, you have this beam problem. So you hack away the wall, it becomes a 4-bedroom, about a wide living room. But if not, the 5-bedroom is a very good layout to begin with. So top choice, which is the...
Top choice is obviously the one with the cross ventilation, E1 layout.
Correct. This is the end of the analysis, but I think today the most important thing that we are talking about is not just the layout. I think layout-wise, after you have seen a lot of our videos, you should know usually how we do it. But today, we actually go through just even choosing the layout. What are the steps that go through our head to decide what is better? Because you always only hear us say this one better based on this, based on that. But how do we decide? Now, I just show you is we list down the things. So we list down the thing, we don't know what is the price difference. Only on the booking day, we will know the price difference. On the booking day, we see the price difference. Then we will refer to our list. 200,000, but I got this is worth it. Worth it, then I buy. So you decide in that sense. And of course, for any bulk purchaser, for any other developments, and of course, if you are buying under the priority queue for this Springleaf Residences, I definitely think the front part will be very, very useful for you to avoid any confusion and to not waste your chance as a priority buyer.
Yeah, do not buy the wrong one, okay? Do not buy the wrong one. And that's all for our new episode of this project analysis series. We will see in the next, and that will be Sky at Holland.
Sky at Holland.
Yeah.
We still got Sky at Holland, Lion Grand, and Faber Park. 4 more condos
for
as
this
of
year.
what I know for this year. Next year, we have more. We have Bayshore, all this coming up. We have Chuan Grove. All the amazing prizes is coming up. If not, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye.